Alright, so welcome everybody to today's session. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you all volunteering for this. So we're going to start just with a little icebreaker. Tell each other a little bit about yourselves. So I'm going to do some role playing. So the scenario is going to be that you ran into an old acquaintance that you haven't seen in 20 years, and you need to briefly say, hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so. Do you remember me? This is what I do now, or this is what I do for a living. This is what I'm interested in. I'm married. Whatever you feel like sharing about yourself that'll give us a snapshot of who you are. And that's kind of what we'll start with, and then we'll go from there. So who would like to start?
I will. My name's Josh. I work in a bakery. Donuts are my specialty, but I also sometimes do Danishes. And last time I wasn't baking, and now I am, so that's where I'm at right now.
Wow.
I feel good about it.
My name is Nora, and I am a face painter. And so I am living the dream of making money through art. It's very exciting. I'm also predominantly a stay-at-home mom, and that is where I am at. What about you?
Well, I am also a stay-at-home mom, and I'm a writer. I like to write. When my son's in preschool, I do a lot of writing. And my background is primarily in creative arts with children, and so I spend a lot of time being goofy with my son.
Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm a student of anthropology. I'm just about to graduate this semester. I'm currently working on some of my own personal niche areas. I like the research and design elements, so I've kind of been playing with those, and yeah, looking forward to starting a family soon, maybe.
Cool. Ooh.
My name's Patrick, and I am widowed. I work in a country club. I work in a country club, and been there for several years, and putting the last kid through school, and he'll be done hopefully soon, 2016.
Right.
Almost there.
So it sounds like we have a good group. We have a lot of people at different stages in their lives. Some with families, starting family, hope to start a family. I'm hearing some of you have a family, and some of you who are almost complete rearing your child or your children, it sounds like. So good. Thanks for sharing, everybody. The topic of our session today is going to be just goal setting. So it's kind of a general topic, but I think it's something that everybody here could benefit from. So one question I'd like to ask is just raise your hand. How many of you have made a New Year's goal or resolution and succeeded in keeping it? Thanks for sharing.
I never have.
I actually did this year. I know it's like the first year ever, but I actually did. So.
Awesome. You mind sharing?
My New Year's resolution was to kick all the drama out of my life and all the things that caused drama that I was clinging to for whatever reason, that maybe it was just my choice to finally let go and make some distance between those things that were causing distractions from my actual goals that I need to be fulfilling. So.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Success.
So, as opposed to that, how many of you have made goals, whatever they may be, to learn a new skill or to do something and actually succeeded? Anything. Not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but just any goal. Anybody want to elaborate?
Well, I had a goal of moving across the country to be closer to my family and raising my son here. And that was a real tough goal. Did that one. But I had a little goal of becoming a dog sledder, and I did that one too, and that was fun.
So, what about you, Nora?
Well, I would say my goals were in terms of like when I was first introduced to face painting, to like learn different, techniques and different designs and stuff, and I've become completely proficient in that, and so I feel really good about that. I feel like I'm really good at what I do. And then my other goal is just in rearing my son and just being the best mom I can, helping him with his goals and his school and his stuff, and I feel like all that is coming to fruition really nicely too.
Anybody else have anything to share? Or
Baking goals?
Well, like I said earlier, like for the longest time, it's just been donuts have been like my focus, and now I'm like branching out to danishes, and I mean I haven't accomplished it yet, but I'm moving into like filled pastries.
Awesome. Okay. Good. Thanks for sharing. So, just in the comparison of goals that, like the New Year's resolution where you struggled, right? Or some of you struggled versus goals that you have succeeded in. What are some differences between those goals? What are differences that you notice, or maybe just shout anything out or talk amongst yourself? Just what made the difference? Was it how specific the goal was, or actually making a plan? I mean, throw some ideas out there on why you think you succeeded in one goal and maybe not in another. What made those differences? What accounted for that? And just talk amongst yourselves.
Well, for dog sledding, it was through Outward Bound, which is a very supportive atmosphere of other outdoorsy kind of folks. That for me, it was all about the team building. I had a team of people working with me, helping me keep my goals.
I had kind of a small goal like yours that's similar. You know, as part of a burlesque performance, the choreographer asked me to do something that I'd never done before. And I went on YouTube and I watched some videos, and within an afternoon I was able to do it. So I think for the short-term goals, having someone who maybe can like give you something to do and you do it, and you have someone that you can like report back to, but maybe for the longer-term ones, it's a little bit more self-reflective. You kind of have to motivate yourself.
I have a goal that I've never been able to accomplish, but that you totally nailed, and that is the running.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wanted to do a running thing for a couple of years, and finally at work I told them I want to do this. So last summer I did a 5K running thing. So you had to start, I mean, it starts out where you walk a couple minutes and run a minute, and walk a couple minutes and run a minute. And it sounds easy, but it's hard at first if you haven't exercised like that for a long time.
So what advice would you maybe give to Nora if that's a goal? Had you ever attempted to fulfill that goal before and not succeeded, and this time you have, to where you can maybe be a little more specific and share that process?
Yeah, I mean, before I did like I said, it took about a year for him to cave at work to give me the time off to do it, because it was specific times. And so I tried to run by myself like maybe a couple months before the program started, and I made it maybe around the track a lap before I had to stop. So that's a quarter of a mile. So having the group definitely helps. Because even a lot of people, I'll go out running by myself, but for a lot of people that are within the group, they've done the group several times, and they say that it's just better with the group. It keeps them motivated.
So a common factor might be motivation in terms of succeeding in fulfilling a goal. Motivation.
Well, I think it just makes you more accountable, I guess.
Accountability
and more fun, and of course that kind of.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
I do better in groups. If I know someone else is going to fail because of something I didn't do, then that's a lot more of an incentive to get it done, I feel like, than just my own failure.
So motivation, accountability. What goes into holding yourself accountable? Do you have to have some plan in place? Do you need to be able to measure your success throughout the process? I'm hearing those as common themes in terms of just the overall discussion. Would anyone want to kind of elaborate on any of that?
I think we all need to compare ourselves to some measure of success. I don't know, or else we're just kind of grasping.
Well, for face painting, my goal is to like make the money that face painters can make, and to do that without feeling like crap about yourself, you have to practice, and then I'm finally at the point where I can like charge what I charge and feel really good about it.
Thanks for sharing. So yeah, that kind of leads into the topic of today, which is setting goals. And a few of the things you guys touched on, there's an acronym called SMART, having a SMART goal. Okay, so any guesses as to what the S might stand for in SMART?
Success.
Self.
Start.
Smart start.
So the S,
Self-motivated. Self-motivation.
all great guesses. The S in SMART actually stands for specific, right? So you have to identify the goal. Specific. So instead of I want to lose weight, I want to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks, or instead of I want to be a runner, I want to be able to run a 5K in 4 weeks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so based on that, just if you guys can take a piece of paper, please, and jot down just 3 goals. So when I asked you earlier to role play and be, like you were running into an old acquaintance and you were explaining, oh hey, here's what I'm doing right now, this is my life. What would you like to say in the future? List 3 goals, whatever they may be, whether it's a skill or something to attain, just 3 goals. Throw them on that piece of paper.
So 3 future goals.
3 future goals, please.
I was ready to make my thing.